o'clock,
Yo,
9 o'clock.
yo, gather round, it's about to get loud. Steel City Sports World, stand up, be proud. We're repping Pittsburgh, where the legends are born. From the steel to the field, we grind every morn. Yo, it's the Steelers turf, black and gold, no fear. Every Sunday we're banging, got that crowd and cheers. Band's legacy still echoes, the history's rich. Lombardi shining bright where the city's pitch. College ball's alive with that Panther pride. Pitts pushing the limits, yeah, we on that ride. Turning heads in the nation with talent that's raw. Hail to the players, hear the fans uproar. Steel City Sports, keep your game tight. From pro level down to that Friday night fight. Every corner of Pittsburgh, feel the heart and soul. We're the city of champions, that's how we roll. Steel City Sports, keep your game tight. From pro level down to that Friday night fight. Every corner of Pittsburgh, feel the heart and soul. We're the city of champions, that's how we roll.
Listen, man, Steel City Sports Rules back at you, man. Your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always, Smoking Jim. I got Big Rome in the house. We got Phil Moore, Ralph is there, and we got a special guest in the house. We got, I say he's the number one player in the state, man. We have my man, Gabe Jenkins in the house, man. Gabe, thanks for joining. What's going on, brother?
Nah, what's going on?
All right. Listen, number to call, 412-530-5063. We just wanted to get Gabe on, man. He's been one of the hottest prospects that's been out here, and we want to just talk about this summer. First of all, how's the summer been going for you? See you all over on 7-on-7. Just talk about that. How was everything going with that?
Everything been going good. We got some new kids coming in.
Okay.
For our new program. We're building up something special for the team. Okay. It's not going to be the same from last year, so it's going to be something new.
All right. Listen, Gabe, like you said, it's going to be something new, but you all lost quite a few, man. You all lost David. You all lost Will Gorman and a couple other guys as well. How you guys going to replace those guys? Gabe, talk about that.
We got some young guys stepping up this year. We got Daniel Stephen, David Campbell. We got a couple more transfers coming in. That's going to help us out.
Okay. Yeah, man. So now last year was your first year playing quarterback, and all you did was become the 25th player to rush for 1,000, pass for 1,000, some great stats. This year, you going to be quarterback, or what position are you looking to do this time?
Probably every position, any position they need me at, but I'm mainly focusing on my position, safety.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play a little bit wide receiver this year too, also.
Okay. All right. So man, it's every year, man, as we see here, man, these were some great runs. We were at a lot of these games, and you just put on a show last year, undefeated all the way to the championship game, and your nemesis, Evansworth, got you again, man. And now they're in your division with West Mifflin. Just talk about your season as a whole, and that Evansworth game. I know it didn't end the way you wanted it, but you guys really put on a show up until that point. What happened in that game? Really, was it just?
I don't know. It wasn't a good day for us. We could have came out strong. We did a lot of wrongs, and that same day, we could have definitely did better.
Right. That team was loaded. That team was loaded. I mean, they won states. I think you all, were at least the second best team in the state. Y'all didn't play like it, but this year's going to be different, man. I know you especially, want to play against them to redeem yourself and go out with a championship, right?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Another thing. Now, I looked on the schedule. It's not all the way out, but one game on there, you guys play McKeesport. That's going to be a big game. You, Kemon Spell, the top two players in the state. How excited are you about that? Yeah, all the games are exciting, but have you played against Kemon before, I guess, the Little League or anything? Or
Nah, not at all.
Oh, okay. All right. What do you expect in that one? McKeesport, a 5A powerhouse.
It's gonna be a good game. It's not gonna be an easy game. So all we gotta do is come out strong, play together, play physical, and we're just gonna see what's going to last the longest.
Oh yeah, I like that hit here. and this is another a great play at Heinz Field. I know you're looking to go back down there and really do your thing. Fillmore stepped out. Big Rum, did you have something you wanted to ask real quick?
Yeah, you were talking about playing multiple positions, but who do you pattern your game after on defense?
Ed Reed.
Ed Reed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, we got a comment already. Destiny's in there. Appreciate that, Destiny. All right, as we go back to last year, some great games. In fact, we gave out a couple awards. We had to change it because you kept winning it all the time, Gabe. You got some new designs on the trophies, and this year you got your brothers are playing with you. Is this your first time playing with the Twins?
Yeah, it's my first time playing with the Twins.
Okay, all right. Well, that's going to be a whole different feeling.
Yeah.
Another thing, now recruiting's hot and heavy, over 30 schools, and now you're down to your last 3. What has that process been? What can you tell some of the youngsters about the recruiting process? I mean, you're all over the place. You're meeting with Dion. You're meeting with all these coaches. Talk to the viewing. How is the recruiting, and what can you tell somebody young about that?
The recruiting been going good. A lot of coaches been tapping in with me. These guys grind and stay focused and keep it here on a good track and make sure no negative. You gotta make sure no negative get to you. You gotta stay positive.
Okay, for sure. Hey, we got Fillmore. Fillmore, did you want to add something?
Oh no, man! I'm just enjoying your journey, man. I love watching you, man. I agree, man. You're the best one in the state, man. I'm just enjoying your journey, man. Keep working harder. I'm glad I got to see you work a little bit. You know what I'm saying? My tip from a track runner, a collegiate track runner: work on your core. Keep that straight. And that helps your balance, that helps your explosion, and everything else, man. I'm just enjoying your journey, man.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank
you. Yeah. So as we look at this year, you are still in 3A. 3A, I think that's the loaded division right now. They have Amani. They have Aliquippa's added to this division as well. So this is the division to see. Let's talk about it as a whole. What you think? This division is going to bring. West Mifflin is in your bracket. I think you all got the toughest bracket in 3A with Amani, Propel, Evansworth, West Mifflin. What do you think about it? Last year, I didn't think the bracket was up to par. You guys are going to have your work cleared out for you. Just talk about it, this bracket, what you think.
Last year bracket. Hello?
We hear you. Hold on.
My phone is trash.
Yeah, go on mute.
Go on mute.
I hear you, but I no longer hear them.
Go on mute.
Okay, go ahead, Gabe. I think we.
Yeah, I can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Last year's schedule wasn't that good. Wasn't even giving no really no competition for real. But I feel like this year it's gonna be a competition. It's gonna be tough. We ain't gonna let nobody get in our way. So we're gonna play physical. We're gonna work. We're gonna tell the young guys to step up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. And the other thing I want to ask, have you been able to talk to some of your other former teammates? I know David is at North Carolina now. David Davis.
Yeah.
What has he told you about the college work and different things that's going down? And what has he been telling you about?
Man, he's been telling me. He said it's not really too hard up there. You gotta be mentally tough, for real. It's not the same from high school. It's way different. He said he's waking up by 6 o'clock for workouts and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a lot of great things. So we see Ed Reed now as far as the NFL currently. Who are some of your favorite players, Gabe?
Tyreek Woolen. He's one of my favorite DBs because I've been working out with him.
Okay. From Seattle, right? Seattle.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What What about Joey Porter?
Joey Porter, nice. I look up to him.
Okay.
I look up to him for sure.
Now, one thing I did want to talk to you about. Now, do you see yourself? You know, Travis Hunter was one of my favorite college players. He played both ways. Is there any chance you might play both ways in college? Is that something you would consider doing or trying to do something like that?
Yeah, if I get an opportunity to do it, yes, I will take that opportunity for sure.
Okay. Listen, Gabe, man, I definitely wanted to talk to you. I don't know if your brothers are on here too. I'm not sure if they're on here as well. Manny, Sammy, you on here? Okay. All right. You have anything else, Big Rome? Bub?
What are you looking as far as the different programs in college? What kind of attributes are you looking for the program when you make your decision? What are you looking for in that particular college?
See if I could fit the right team, the defense, and what's around it. Like Colorado, it's out the way, and they just got this. It's a DB school. You see Dion, the head coach up there. He like DBs. He played DB. Yeah, it's just, how can I say it?
You just want the right fit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Definitely excited to see about what you guys do this year. Quarterback. You said you have some new quarterbacks coming in. Were they on the team last year or there's some new guys?
We got a couple new guys coming.
Okay. All right, man. I'm excited about this year. That's all I can say, man. I think you guys are going to have a tremendous season. We've enjoyed watching you from your freshman year when you started at linebacker, then running back to quarterback, and I just really excited to see what you have in your future, man. Blessings to you. Any final thoughts? Because I know we said 15 minutes and didn't want to keep you past. Any final thoughts that you want to get shout outs to your family or anything?
Yeah, shout out to my family. I want to say shout out to my teammates. Yeah, shout out to everybody in my family. Shout out my mom, my dad, my little brothers.
All right.
The
Summer, yes, for sure.
My nana. Sure. Yeah.
All right. Hey, listen, man. Before he goes, you got to get out and check out Gabe and Propel. We've been following them for 4 years, and it's nothing but excitement at Graham Field. A lot of talent. Here you see the longest touchdown in WPIAL history, 107 yards, the whole field. But make sure you go check them out, man. Coach Fran put together a great program, and I think it's tremendous. Much success. Well, last thing, thoughts on Coach Fran. I mean, he's been with you your whole high school career. Just talk about Fran and how he's helped you as far as even recruiting and getting your name out there.
Yeah, Coach Fran been by my side since I was young. So like soon I first went to Imani, all he told me it was trust the process. And I trusted the process, went through his steps, and it worked out for me.
Okay. Hey, that's it, man. We got the one and only Gabe Jenkins joined us for a little bit. We're going to follow him, and I'm sure you'll see him because he's always winning awards on our show. And, just a pleasure to have you, man. Blessings to you. Have a great season, and we'll check you out later on in the year, man. Make sure you come back, but we appreciate having you, man. Blessings.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, listen, again, you all want to call in 412-530-5063. Gabe's going to come back with us hopefully later in the year, give us an update on everything. All right. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the next part of the show. Thanks, Gabe.
All right.
Later. All right, fellas. All right, Bub.
Yay, man. What's up?
I'm gonna give my man Big Rome the floor because I know he wants to say something about what he did this past. I'm gonna let him shine a little bit. Big Rome, the floor is all yours, man.
It just feels so good to be heard. You tell people it's like a parent. You remember back in the day when your dad used to tell you things, you'd be like, "Oh, go ahead, boy, you ain't trying." you ain't gonna listen to your parents. You know what I mean? Because you're young, you think you know it all, and then as you get older, you start to realize, man, my dad, he was telling the truth all along, and that's all I want to be. That's all I want to be with my friends. Is just that beacon. I'm not gonna badge you. I'm not gonna berate you. I'm gonna just tell you, we'll see. We'll see. And I said that like about a month ago. We'll see. We'll see. And people was like, no, they're not gonna make it. We got the Dukes here, we got the Arizonas here, we got this team here and that team there. And I'd be like, oh, youngin. And then I come up behind you like, and you'd be like, Judy? And I'd be like, yeah, off of your mama. That's what I'd be like over there. But I digress. Great season about Michigan. Michigan had 5 starters, all transfers. And that did something that this day and age was thought to be impossible. We even played against a former Michigan player in the championship that went to UConn. So he played all these games for Michigan, didn't get a championship, then shifted to UConn after they won 2 of the 3 championships. They didn't win a championship, so he was bad luck Chuck. But I digress. I just like to say, like, I'm just happy for my team, and we actually got one, the first one since 1989, man. We've been climbing the hill forever, and we finally got a lick. So I'm happy. Michigan won a football championship. We won a basketball championship. All you're waiting for is hockey, and we'll be grand right there. So shout out to the University of Michigan and all their success, and listen to me sometime.
Hey,
I hear you wrong.
Hey, there you go. I got your belt, man. Big bro.
Oh, I want the actual belt. Don't get me no AI mock-up of what I used to look like 30 years ago. I need the real one, because I don't see no gray hairs in that beard.
That's fine. But I got something coming for you, man. And
oh man,
definitely caught it. Listen, let's jump back into it. It was a lackluster game to me. I was kind of, not a whole lot had happened in that game.
It was a little tough, man. Nobody was hitting their shots, but it was a lot of defense.
First half, UConn was really putting the pressure on them. You know what I mean? But Michigan made the adjustments, and then it switched. At UConn couldn't make the shots. So it was, it wasn't a back and forth kind of like a fluid game. It was definitely a styles make fights, a kind of a irky jerky type game. It was a rough game. It was a tough game. It was a gritty game, and Michigan pulled it out.
They took advantage of Yasser Lindenberg and his knee being jammed up, so he wasn't able to compete at his highest level, which is what you're supposed to do.
That's true.
So
that's true.
They took advantage of that, which is great, and we couldn't hit a 3-pointer to save our life. I think we had 1 3-pointer to start the game in the second half. We might have hit another one, and then the dagger towards the end of the game. That was it. Like, usually we're shooting like 40% from 3-point line. And once we're doing that, no one could beat us. So whatever that UConn was doing, they made it competitive with their defense. So I enjoyed it because I like defense.
Right.
But it was a tough game to swallow. It definitely had me on my toes. But if Michigan would have playing their game, I could have went to sleep at halftime. But they showed up and played like a champion team is supposed to do. UConn is that team, so I wasn't surprised at anything less. That's why I chose them in the Final Four for them two to play, because once you get into that realm, it's all about play styles and knowledge of doing it at the highest level over there. UConn definitely had that in their bag.
Okay. Hey, listen. One thing you talked about Lindenberg, man. That's the one thing about this transfer portal. Look at the guys who came out of high school with him. These dudes are vets in the NBA. Cade Cunningham, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley. You got Kuminga. I like the transfer portal. I like the NIL. Scotty Barnes and Jalen Suggs. They're veterans now. And Lindenberg's just now going to be going to his rookie year. So that's we'll see. What do you think about his prospects at the next level?
Um,
Go ahead. You go first, Big Rum, and then Fillmore.
I think he got a lot of upside. He's not there quite yet. He has the talents, but it's still a little bit raw. I think that if they were to have like a 1 through 10, he might be in the 5 to 10 range just based off the. But this year is so deep that he can get lost in the sauce. I'm not afraid to admit that. But I think that he has the prospects to get better because there was a story about him being like a gamer. So he wasn't really taking his thing seriously until his mom like ripped off his front door. So it was to the point where she was checking up on him, making sure that he was right, and he started to focus and get that thing seriously. I think he came out of University of Alabama, Birmingham last year, and he was the number one transfer recruit. So Dusty May must have sold him a dream, and that and then NIL money. And they finally got to do what it was supposed to do, and I was supposed to make it to this point right here. So
it was like 7 million, 6 to 7 million. I mean, so that'll make you change your mind, man.
And that'll make you change a lot of things over there. I tell you what, 7 mil. They gave it to Underwood too. They hit Underwood with a lick. That's what drew him to Michigan too. So
they might have paid
bread, man, at this day and age.
I don't know if Underwood got it, but you know,
we'll see.
We'll see.
Year 1 to year 2, I don't put much stock in freshmen. So our freshman never really ever turns the corner like that the first year, unless you're Charles Woodson or something like that. But I'm excited to see what we bring to the table because what he's being surrounded with, and this is off topic, of course, what he's being surrounded with right now is very, very promising. So I don't think it's going to be a repeat performance of what happened to us versus Ohio State last year. We're looking kind of dangerous.
Hey, we got to see. We definitely got to see. Hey, listen, number to call 412-530-5063. We're talking March Madness. Big Rome is playing first place, and Filthy Rich got second place. Fillmore, I think you got third, right?
I got third.
I don't know how you came in there, man.
Because I picked Michigan. I picked Michigan as a winner. I picked Michigan as a winner. That's what I did. You know what I'm saying?
I was real disappointed with the way Arizona. I don't know how you came in there, man.
I picked Michigan as a winner.
You hear me?
Yeah.
I hear you.
Okay, it must be some other phone that's picking up on there.
Yeah, all right, yeah, I think so. I think that was my phone there. Hey, again, number to call. Listen, we got a who to go. He said top players in the state: Gabe Jenkins and Kemon Spell. Hey,
without a doubt,
I could agree with that for sure. Listen, man, no question. All right, let's jump into something else real quick. As we go, we also talked about Konnor Griffin coming up. He finally did. First game was a smashing success. Double, knocked in a run, had the crowd energized. Either one of you guys go to the game?
No, I didn't make a chance to make it down there yet. I will this year, though, at some point.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely check out the game. May 2nd, I think we're taking the kids down there. So I'm going to go get to see what he looks like. But what you guys think? 9 years, $140 million for Konnor Griffin. Great contract. Your thoughts on that?
Great contract. Great talent. Now, this is always the thing. It seems like the Pittsburgh Pirates has always been the farm league for the rest of the league. So, what are we going to put around him? Right? Are we going to maintain some pitching? Are we going to get some more batters out there? Are we going to have some dugout leadership? So what are we doing? So it's like, all right, are we going to keep him for 5 years and trade him? So, but I love the contract. I love it. And I love the fact they brought him up, man. He could definitely be the new, no one's beating out Skeens, but a face in the city that we've been looking for, someone that's been positive after McCutcheon's being gone, someone that's talented, and someone that we can actually bring back like baseball to the community, because we all grew up playing baseball and looking at Bonds and Bonilla and those guys. And he if they treat him right, they put a good team around him, he could be our next Bonds of Bonilla.
Okay. Yeah, I like what he brought to the table, man. All right, I definitely like what he brought to the table. But and they've been playing better. They started off 1-3, then they came back and really changed the game. So they're right in the mix. They got a chance to win that division. The division is not that great, as Claudia always says. So I think they definitely got a chance to really do some stuff here. All right, we got what up, Frank? He said Griffin ain't all that. What you mean? Griffin ain't all that? Listen, man, he just started out.
Give him time to grow. He got potential, man.
Frank went 4 home runs his first game. He's been doing all right. The batting average. Remember, he's getting used to major league pitching, so he's not come out just knocking home runs all over the place. But you see the potential there.
He got good potential. He got good on base potential. You don't have to hit home runs, man. He gets on base, man. That's what you want.
That's all you want, Frank. You already saying he ain't all that. Listen, I think he's him and Skeens, which I don't think they're going to sign. I think he's going to be with another team. But that could be the nucleus to get them back to be in that 90s, the Bonds, like you said. I really see that potential. He has that leadership, and you could tell by the way the dugout got energized when he made that double, and then he came in. And not only that, he's good on the bases. He can steal. He's a 5-tool player. So, Frank, you got to hold your horse before you say all that. I think he is. I think he is that good. Again, number to call 412-530-5063. Guys, we got to talk about it. I'm into the WNBA, and my girl just got traded
to the Dream.
East is going to the Atlanta Dream to team up with BG, Brittany Griner. That's going to make for a potent low post situation here. Good luck getting rebounds. Good luck scoring down low. And I think it's the right move. Chicago is a dumpster fire. That's the worst organization. They're basically, the worst organization. They're like the Clippers used to be in the they traded her for a late 2027 pick and a 2026. They didn't get enough for her. But it is what it is. I kind of think she forced her way out. Now she's on a team that made the playoffs, and they can compete for a title, along with the Las Vegas Aces and the Lynx and the Fever. So I like it. You guys, your thoughts?
I like it now for this reason. Outside of basketball, marketing. I think the marketing in Atlanta is going to be so much better for her. Her brand's going to be great. So I think that's a great move for her. And as the WNBA is right now, they need marketing. They need people to be a face. They need to put her on the on the makeup commercials and all whatever. Put her on her. She got her own shoe still. She needs that exposure to help the W get bigger. So I think that's great for that. Now with Brittany Griner, look, like you said, there's no rebound safe from these two. Right. But for floor spacing, she better work on that 13-footer.
You definitely got to improve her range. I feel you on that.
Yeah, you can't have two people in the same area. She got spread out, man. Brittany got it down there. But as far as defense and rebounds, man, their guards could throw up any shot. The rebound going to be theirs, man. What is it? Rebounds, he bounds, she bounds, me bounds, hers, all hers.
All right, Rob, you got something to add on that?
I think that as an outsider looking in the WNBA, I think that when you start to bring together superstars, and you can label them superstars, label them superstars, you start bringing those people together, it opens up eyes. The fact that them two on a team will make me say, let me see what they got going on over there. Let's see how these teams are going to formulate. Between that and the free agency that I think started yesterday, a lot of people are going to be switching teams. So I think it's going to be exciting to see how it's all going to shake out and the competition that's going to play out with that. If they get paired with some shooters, they're going to be a really tough team to beat.
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, they have a couple shooters already, but I think they can use some more. We got a who to go. Angel needed to get out from the sky. I definitely agree with that. We got Angel too busy trying to model. Frank is just hating out here. Angel too busy trying to model. She ain't working on hoops.
Frank must be
you could do
brother. You on Konnor Griffin? You on Angel? Is there something you do like Frank? God.
You could do more than one thing as a professional, man. You don't got to eat, sleep basketball, man.
They don't pay him enough to be over here talking about not modeling. I be modeling too. Double up.
Right?
Absolutely.
They ain't get that $1 million yet. She got to do, all avenues. And like you said, Fillmore, I think Atlanta's the perfect move for her. All right. Oh, we got Mark Brintley in the house. What's up, Mark?
Hey.
Hey, guys, what's happening?
All right. Thanks for calling in, Mark.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, of course, I can't spell sports, but some things it's just fascinating. And I got to pitch it to you guys. I've been following the stuff about this Konnor Griffin and, how sharp he is, how mature he is, and so on. Hey, listen, the world would frown on the NFL if they were sniffing around high school schoolyards, school fields to get a player to sign straight from high school. How do they allow it for baseball and not require him to have college or 2 or 3 years experiences and so on? And not only that, but to be evaluated to a point where he gets the kind of contract as a 19-year-old kid, and I heard he's married, and
right.
So it's short, but there's a big jump somewhere in terms of how you do business when it comes to getting new young athletes. I'm confused. What do you guys? I mean, what do you know about that? And is the NFL allowed to get somebody that young if they happen to think they're talented?
Absolutely not. The NFL, you have to be 3 years removed from your high school class. They wrote it in that way. And in basketball, you have to be at least a year removed from your high school class with the NBA. So there's no more straight to the NBA. There's never been straight to the NFL. You got to be 3 years removed. And it's interesting you say that. Baseball has always been that way. You can come right out of high school, get drafted to a league, and then you go into minors. And like you said, Connor's worked his way up. At 19, he was the number 1 rated prospect in minor league baseball. That's why they were able to give him that contract. But you're right. You can get that money, a little faster going to major leagues if you're that guy, and Konnor Griffin is. But it's the rules. The NFL, the NBA, predominantly black sports have that written where you have to go to school first, or you have to be a couple years removed from high school. There's been a couple.
That process alone among the 3 top professional sports, the NBA, the NFL, and the football, the baseball. I mean, then they need a Rooney's Rule. You know what I mean, or some form of it to make it consistent across the board. Because if an athlete is outstanding, and if he or she is coming out of high school, and if they just simply have that much potential, how do you allow just one sport to get the benefit from it? This guy will make millions and millions of dollars by the time somebody comes out of college and they're drafted from the NFL. And man, is that kind of unfair? Hey, but there was a guy I want to say the last 5 years, there was a guy that just burst on the scene with the Pirates. Tall African-American man, and I think he might have been Cuban or something, because he spoke with an accent. And I want to say that he was an accent, but they were so high on this guy. They talked about how tall he was and how strong he was. And don't ask me, but thought he was a pitcher, and you heard about him, and he was this, and everybody pumped up, and then you didn't hear about him anymore. Who is he? And what happened to that? Is he still working somewhere?
Are you talking about O'Neal Cruz, the shortstop, now center fielder? I know there was a lot of hype on him. You said a pitcher. I'm trying to think.
Don't quote me. I don't know. I just remember, is he tall, real tall, dark-skinned brother? And I'm sorry, I remember, but he was a hell of a nasty. And I don't know why I keep saying I think it was a pitcher, because they kept talking about his performance and how strong he was. And when you see him, he was tall. I'm talking at least looked like 6'2", maybe 6'3" or something. And I just said, okay, well, Pirates are turning around, they're building, and I'm just wondering if he did it. I realized one thing, too, that it looks like that everybody, it's a 15-minute of fame thing. You're in the light for 15 minutes, you're hot, and then they turn you around. But, is the guy still in the system? Is he still playing for us? I don't know, man.
I think you're talking about Cruz. I think you're talking about Cruz, because he was a guy that had a lot of hype with him. He's still there, still making errors in center field, but he's starting to hit a little better now. But he's not what they thought he would be. But he's still on the team. He's still on the team. Yeah. Tall, he's about 6'4", real tall. They had him at shortstop, then they moved him to center field. So he's
streaky at the plate. You know, he'll get maybe a 4-game series against the Reds where he's hitting maybe 300, maybe a little over 3, and then he's hitting like 210. But that he got too many mental errors for me. I was a fan of him at one point, but now I'm like I'm sour on him right now.
Yeah, I think the Pirates should have signed Andrew McCutchen. He started off hot with Texas. I think they needed that veteran leadership, especially with a guy like Cruz learning to play center field. He wouldn't have been very expensive, so I was disappointed the Pirates didn't sign Andrew McCutchen and let him to Texas. That was wrong. A legend like that, he could have got another season, but Pirates being the Pirates, let him walk.
But let me speak to the age part, right? This is one reason why I love the NIL right now, because Shedeur Sanders made more money in his senior year in college than he did his rookie season, his first contract with the NFL. So I appreciate that, and also, the physicality and mentality it takes to play NFL football out of high school. I don't know about that. More of the skill sports like tennis, right? You could be, I think Lindsay Davenport was maybe 14, 15. The Williams sisters were 16, 17 when they started. But in hockey, correct me if I'm wrong, but Sid was 18.
Right, he was.
But he was playing international hockey in Canada before he came over.
He was a pro before he came over to the NHL.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he had experience.
I think that if they're given an opportunity, these leagues like their minor league. So baseball has its minor league. You see a lot of players who don't make it, but there you got your core group. You got football got their minor league. That's college football. You got basketball got their minor league, even though it's for a year, and that's in basketball. That's a college basketball, or they got to go overseas. They'll never give that up. They'll never get up, and I'm surprised they didn't make it 2 years to actually get it in college basketball. But they'll never give that up. And Bubba's right. When you're talking about the physicality of football, I think there will be a few people that will make it if you would eliminate people having to go to school. That's without a doubt. You got that Spell kid. He's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that he would have a chance, but I think he would have a greater chance if he allows his body to continue to develop and he don't take too many shots in college. And I think that's the separating point, that you will get a funnel of too many people trying to make it to the NFL, and you get a lot of junk because people are reaching. Like that Jerry Jones will reach off of somebody who looked like he could run like a 4.3 straight out of high school, and you could sign him for 4 straight contracts, and he ended up being a bust. because you're reaching and stuff like that. So, in my opinion, as much as I like the competition of people making their money, especially with the NIL and things of that nature, I think that in some sports, especially football, that you should at least have a couple games in each sport. If you will make it eligible for you to come out as a sophomore, I'd be in all favor for that, to be honest with you.
Okay.
But
well, listen, no, I understand it, man. You explained that pretty well. The way you explained it, it makes a little more sense now. You know what I mean?
yes,
But
sir.
you look at it on the surface, you just say, hey, because my guess is, how do you put a $140 million contract in the hands of a 19-year-old?
Let me answer that too. And this is from what they're talking about. What they're saying right now is that they want to bring a salary cap to baseball, and it's not as far-fetched as it was 10 years ago. So here's the play. If they bring this up and Konnor waits, they might try to come in and swoop in and get a salary cap. He's not going to make the money that he just made today officially if they bring a salary cap in. So I think between the Pirates, who for the first time in forever is offering somebody some serious money, which is a good contract for both, because it was actually a pretty favorable contract, because if Konnor balls out in a year or two,
it's a bargain.
That's a bargain.
Right.
So the Pirates did good. Konnor made some good money, but also they're talking about the salary cap being a thing, whereas 10 years ago it was never going to be a thing. But they're really trying to bring this to the table. No matter how minute it might be, if they bring this to the table, you got to cash in as soon as you can possible. That's why I think there was another guy from another team. I think it was
Seattle just a young guy.
Somebody just did something for like $120.
Right.
And Konnor overtopped them like that. So they're trying to cash in now before they come in and do that. So it was like a favorable for both sides. But the main thing is, don't cut off the faucet before you get this money. You're going to see a lot of people start to do that, I think.
Exactly. And remember, that's kind of what happened with the NBA when the high school kids were getting drafted and a lot of them were busts. And they said, all right, we got to have a 1 year to see if they're really this good. And that's when it came to be, they have to be 1 year removed from high school. And that could be the same thing. If all these guys like Konnor Griffin are signing 9 for 140, if there's a whole lot of bad players that sign those contracts, you best believe that salary cap is coming. I think it's the same type of scenario.
No, that makes a lot of sense, man. Well, listen, hey guys, I just wanted to holler at you. I'm just curious about that. Wondered how it feels. Listen, I don't follow baseball that much, but I gotta tell you, for the few times that I go to the baseball game here, this is one nice stadium here we have. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. It's pretty.
Really nice. I don't think there's a bad seat in the place. No. It just seems like a lot of fun. So I don't know what your opinion is on that. But listen, I'll hang up and listen. I'll talk to you guys, man. Peace.
Appreciate you, Mark. Mark always calls, man. Love when he calls. But yeah, remember the running joke was PNC was a beautiful field, but it was nothing but garbage that played in there. So now hopefully they're starting to turn it around. We got a couple comments. Frank, here go Frank. NFL is too physical for a kid to come out of high school. High school, yeah. I agree with that. Who to go? Kids should be able to go from high school to NBA. This one and done is garbage. Yeah. Well, and Duke has been doing a whole lot of one and done, and it hasn't worked out for them. They get a lot of talent, but much like the Fab Five, they haven't been able to secure that title. So hey,
you know what? That's what happened to Coach K. Coach K, he didn't like that one and done rule, and he changed his recruiting up. I'm telling you, after Corey Maggette, he was like, I'm not doing that anymore. He changed his recruiting up.
Wow, you went back to Corey Maggette.
Listen, man, Shane Battier was a fifth-year senior. You know what I'm saying? He did all years, though. He changed it up, man. He did.
All right. Hey, again, Mark frees up a line 412-530-5063. Hey, real quick, changing topics real quick. Mike Vrabel is in the news. He got caught up. Obviously it was a private investigator that caught him and Deanna.
Deanna Rossini.
Yeah. So, now we kind of figure out how she was getting all those inside tracks. She was doing a whole lot of insider training, if you know what I mean. But yeah. So, any thoughts on that? But Atlantic said they're going to keep her. Any thoughts on that?
I follow her when she pops into different avenues, and she has her own podcast. She's really good at her job. So
She is.
At this stage, like why get rid of her? That's their personal life.
Why is she so good at her job? She breaks a lot of stories.
Well, she breaks a lot of stories, but she comes with knowledge too, though. I've seen her on her come up. So before, when I didn't know her, and she did a lot of work out of Philadelphia and things of that nature, she brings a lot to the table. I think that she's knowledgeable. So in those regards, she'd be hard to replace. Because I don't know anybody from the Atlantic other than her. From what I heard, was they try to sneak away 2 hours away from the wherever the owners' meeting is down there. So they tried to stab out a little bit, and they got jammed up. They wasn't close or anything like that. The dedication you need to drive 2 hours to be in the cut, I mean, if that's your bag, kudos to you. But they got jammed up. They can't have from anybody. They're too famous for somebody to be clicking some pictures. So you're in a football town a little bit. So you're going to be sought out unless you go. I'm not going to give the secrets up, but they didn't do it right. Just say it like that. And they got jammed up. I mean, what you going to do?
Yeah.
Vrabel's still going to coach, and he's probably going to trade for A.J. Brown. I don't know if they got a morality clause or wherever they work at. So if there's not a morality clause, they're both good at their job. I'm still going to watch and tune in.
Okay. All right. And the last thing we got to get into, man, Geno. Geno Auriemma, UConn's coach. I butchered that name. Would you guys
sore loser?
Sore loser. But what I didn't like what he did after the third quarter. He kind of went after her personally. Said she was disrespecting the refs, and then he, after the game, he really challenged her. I was real disappointed. Then he didn't even shake the players' hands, walked off the court. I thought that was disgusting, what he did. And of course, he's taking no heat for it. A couple people said things, but if that was Dawn, they'd still be talking about it. It wouldn't be washed underneath the, like it is now. I was real disappointed, but he did the same thing to Pat Summit. Anytime he loses, anytime somebody is challenging this dude, he's always, makes them, enemy number one. He lied about Sarah Strong getting her shirt ripped. Here, you see, she ripped it on her own.
Yep.
But he still went to the press conference and told the lie after Sarah said she didn't.
With his chest out.
Yeah, with his chest out. Yeah, he just, I don't know, man. I kind of wish Dawn would have socked him for real. I wish they would have let her go. She could have caught him with one of these lefts and then a right. And she said it. She said, "I will beat." So I don't know. Guys, your thoughts on that, man? I'm sick of Geno. He gets away with way too much stuff, and nobody's holding his feet to the fire.
He's a modern day Adolph Rupp from Kentucky.
Woo.
The same coach that lost to UTEP. He's the modern day, right? So man, it's a poor example of leadership as we displayed. So how do you expect your captain of your team to accept the loss and recover from it? Right. So poor example of leadership. That's one. Two, I would never want my mom, my sister, my daughter, my girl to see me being pulled away from a woman like that in public.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm in her face and being intimidated. Man, that's a shame. That's a blight to the way my mom raised me.
Facts. I feel you on that.
That's a horrible look, man. He should be getting so much more criticism in public, man. Tar and feather him. That's what I say.
Facts, man. Old crybaby. Rome, your thoughts on that, man? I was hot about it. I was glad they lost, but he overshadowed that big victory with all the way he carried on.
I'm not surprised at all. Like, when people tell you who you are, believe them. He's been this dude. Just because you win doesn't make you a good person.
Facts.
And he's been doing it at Summit for how long? And that battle's been going on for decades. And nothing's going to change. He's going to be the same person because there's no repercussions for his actions because he's won too many titles. Right. He has to do something so egregious, like put his hands on somebody before they get rid of him. And that's what it's going to take. But other than that, I mean, water's wet, man. He's going to continue to get away with the same stuff. Certain people get away with stuff in this world. And he's just the next person in line that you see that he can go out there and act like a jackhole. And it just gets blown over as, oh, he just overreacted, or oh, he just showed his behind off. When it's a little bit more than that. Absolutely. You was a liar, you got your butt beat, and when you get your butt beat, you show out. Fact. So I don't expect nothing but. He's just a winner who's a sore loser. So
yeah.
There you go.
For sure. We got Frank. Geno needs his butt kicked. Hey, that finally we agree on something.
There you go, Frank. We in there.
Finally we agree on something, Frank. You would say it hard, but I agree with you. Yeah, man. The whole way he had to do it, he had to have his assistants pulled away, moving his hands. That was crazy. But I even had more of a problem with what he did after the third quarter, where he talked about how she's cussing out refs, and if I did it, you wouldn't believe what she says to the. Oh man, that was disgraceful. I haven't heard anybody cry that bad in a long, long time. And,
here's the levels of the disgracefulness. That happened in the third quarter. That was a problem.
Right.
After the game, talking all that smack, that was a problem.
Problem.
Having time to reflect on it, coming out with a press statement
written
by someone else, and did not put the coach's name in there. He said everything about everything else. You know the level of petty that you have to get built up over 40 years to act so petulant. And this is the person who leads other women. This is a person who leads women. And people go to their college just to enrich themselves to be a better basketball player. But you can't become a better human being by someone who step by step, third quarter, end of the game, press conference, press release. And then something came out yesterday or today talking about, oh, he finally talked to Dawn Staley.
Yeah.
When he could have did this and knocked this out the park so long ago.
Right.
You're supposed to get the attraction of young women and supposed to lead them not only on a basketball court,
but off the court.
Raise them up to be better people. And this is how you're acting. It's I don't understand it in this day and age where you got some of these coaches and they're bad people personally, and people still keep on going to their college.
Absolutely.
That blows my mind.
Yeah.
My daughter's 15. If she picks up basketball and she loves basketball, she gets to that point, that's the one person on the list that I will say you're not allowed to go to your team.
No, you can't.
Body. Any other team,
you can't trust him to take care of your daughter outside your ass. Heck no.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
Even with his own teammates, I've heard him lose a game in Hawaii. He says they need to just swim back. I mean, he just says, they should just walk into the ocean. I said, are you serious? What is this guy talking about? Walk into the ocean. Wow. Last thing I want to get to, Penny Hardaway, his son hit the transfer portal. Ashton Hardaway is leaving. This portal's wild. When you said, Dad, I'm out, I'm hitting the transfer portal for this NIL money. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Penny Hardaway.
He said, Dad, your NBA career wasn't enough for me to live off.
Your career wasn't long enough. I got to get this NIL money. Your knees was bad. I might have them same knees. Oh, man.
He might be the one person out of all these faces that think that his dad wasn't better than Paul George. He even telling him, like, but even Paul George is better than you, man. I got to get out of here.
right?
Oh,
How's
man.
that story go, Dad? I'm out. I'm hitting this transfer. I'm hitting this transfer portal. I can get more money and I could win. Your program's trash, Dad. I mean, that got to make Thanksgiving dinner a little awkward, huh? I mean, wow.
Most definitely.
But I'm glad, I'm glad these guys are getting the NIL. But right now, there's over 1,100 players in the NIL. I mean, in the transfer portal.
The NIL I have no. The NIL, I'm sorry. The NIL I have no problem with, right? But there has to be something to this transfer portal. They got to be
every year.
There has to be a happy medium. It can't be no transfer portal and then all transfer. There got to be something.
I want to agree with that, but I would love to agree with that if they would have did this 10 years ago. The fact that the NCAA waited so long to make these players a part of the financial success that everybody was taking care of, at this point, I don't care. Until somebody breaks it, I don't care, because this is what they get. This is the spoils that they get because they've been getting rich for so long,
right?
That they didn't take care of these players. Now these players are getting out. Now they want regulation,
right?
And that's the problem with it. Like, you should have been aiming for this regulation and stop being greedy all these years, and that's what they get. So, look, Penny Hardaway's son probably going to go play for USC. So his dad should have probably applied for that school, and then you probably have more NIL money. Yeah, that's what you should have get. Nobody wanted to do it until today.
Yeah, Memphis don't have a whole lot of NIL money. Pitt Panthers, remember, Capel saved his job because he thought he had all these players coming in. It's not looking like he got all those players coming in because that NIL money's not right for Pitt. So those 4 that he had, the top recruiting class of the last 25 years, it's not that no more. So it might be looking at another season. And he had some more guys jump into the portal from Pitt. So it could be
aren't they all connected with UPMC and Pitt and all that stuff? Like, if you would think about it, what would draw people closer to your university? Good teams, good football teams, good basketball teams. If we had a perennial team, I think that I would attract people to come to your college, to your university. Yeah. So how much Pitt's making, low key, with the University of Pittsburgh Medical Centers and all this medical stuff that we got going on in Pittsburgh, you would think they would want to pump more money in the NIL. You would attract more people, and that way that you could have an excuse to have these high tuition rates down there because people want to come and be a part of whatever we're doing down here for Pitt basketball as well as football. You should think that you want to pump money in that and just not lean on your former players and donation and things of that nature. You should be pumping money into these programs to make it happen. I would think. What do I know? I'm just a champ.
We got my man Frank Jackson in here. Transfer portal is trash. These kids transfer every year. Some of them, every year they jumping in the portal. That's what it is. Hey, listen, guys. Any final thoughts, man? It's 10 o'clock, man. Enjoyed our interview with Gabe earlier. Make sure y'all check him out. Check out high school football, man. We're going to be following that hot and heavy. That McKeesport Propel game should be pretty exciting, man. So I'm excited. Rome, any final thoughts, man? Congratulations again. You won the championship. So, appreciate you got your belt. The young big Rome. But any final thoughts?
I'm excited for this part of the year. I think I might put a effort to come down and come watch some of the draft. I'm not exactly sure left, but we got good baseball being played. We got the Penguins making it into the playoffs, I think. So we have some action here, and the Steelers are doing some things. So I'm kind of excited for actually spring and summer sports in Pittsburgh for once.
Okay.
Hey, all right.
Cool. I like that. Yeah. All right. Fillmore.
Hey, yeah, man. Shout out to Janai Knight, first woman in our family to start at quarterback. She played quarterback for Propel High School flag football team. Okay. All right, so I'm over here championing that right there. First quarterback in the family. So go check her out, man. She's a beast.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, yeah, my daughter, I got to give a shout out. Destiny, she scored her first touchdown in flag football. Listen, man, but hey, I got to get on a couple things. Why is the Post Gazette not putting any scores except for certain schools in there, and also the Tread? You know, they're picking and choosing. I saw Upper Saints player score. I saw Penn Hill's Jeanette score, but you know, you got to spread the wealth around. I ain't see a Propel. I didn't see a Neighborhood Academy. You got to do that. Also,
You know what it is.
You know what it is.
Traditional media is dead. That's why we need Steel City Sports World to blow up, so we can get everything we're supposed to get.
We gotta get those girls, man. I think that's a untapped market, and they're giving scholarships out there. I just saw somebody got an offer $30,000 scholarship to go to Penn State for girls flag football. So that's a possibility. So I'm excited. I'm gonna start following it a little bit more and going from there. And still, as I need those credentials, we got to get over for the draft. You know, all the letters have been put in. We need those credentials. So holler at me. We'll keep writing until we get them. So I'm going to be a pass until we get approved this year for the draft. But, hey, that being said, for Big Rome, for Fillmore, for Gabe Jenkins and the Jenkins boys for stepping in, check you out next time. Hit up the website, get some gear, scsportsworld.com. Peace.
Yeah. Gather round, it's about to get loud. Steel City Sports World, stand up, be proud. We're repping Pittsburgh, where the legends are born. From the steel to the field, we grind every morn. Yo, it's the Steelers turf, black and gold, no fear. Every Sunday we're banging, got that crowd and cheers. Band's legacy still echoes, the history's rich. Lombardi shining bright where the city's pitch. College ball's alive with that Panther pride. Pitts pushing the limits, yeah, we on that ride. Turning heads in the nation with talent that's raw. Hail to the players, hear the fans uproar. Steel City Sports, keep your game tight. From pro level down to that Friday night fight. Every corner of Pittsburgh, feel the heart and soul. We're the city of champions, that's how we roll. Steel City Sports, keep your game tight. From pro level down to that Friday night fight. Every corner of Pittsburgh, feel the heart and soul. We're the city of champions, that's how we